And there we are. We are on the final part of the recording all in one day. Of course, I don't know when I'm going to publish these videos whatsoever, but I'll try and make them as frequent as possible, which will probably be in a month's time. Oh, you mean welcome. My name is Yuusha Amane, and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Now, I have just consecutively done 2 hours of recording of the Fruit of Grisaia. One video about 45 minutes long, the other about an hour and 5 minutes long, so almost 2 hours. But now this is going to be the final stretch of me playing Fruit of Grisaia for today. And this part, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I've now decided that I'm going to do Amane's route. And I said that last time. Next is going to be Machina. Then I haven't decided yet. A little bit more, you might break the record from 4 hours Danganronpa. God damn it, bully! Oh god, it's going to be ages before he sees me say that in response. But let me see. I need to get the choices ready because I'm tempted to do Sachi's route third. No. I tell you what. I'll do Michiru's one in the middle. Then I'll do Sachi's fourth, then I'll do Yumiko's last. So let me see. What do I need to do for... Okay, so that's the one I need to look out for. Alright. So, let's just continue with this, guys. When it comes to women, the ideal is small, soft, cute, smart enough to pretend they're stupid. But by some cruel twist of fate, the women in my life have universally been on the large, brash, and hard-headed side of things, less cute, more brute. And at one point, back when I was really and truly surrounded by these creatures, I was half convinced my entire life had been cursed by some misdeed against an oversized woman in a previous incarnation. More than anything else, big women are just hard to deal with. They're gluttonous, coarse, obstinate, and selfish. They pick fights and smoke cigarettes. On top of it all, they're crybabies, jealous, wear too much makeup, and blame the nearest man for anything and everything. Given all these charming characteristics, you could hardly blame a guy for wanting to pull an abrupt about-face whenever a big woman comes into view. Yeah, that's truth. Of late, however, my doctrine on oversized females has experienced something of a softening. I'm beginning to think they aren't all bad and evil in their way. I've met one in particular who's an excellent cook, highly attentive to the needs of others, doesn't get angry when I speak to other women, and accepts every request I make eagerly. Honestly, she's too convenient. The whole thing gives me an unpleasant feeling in the pit of my stomach at times. But then again, that's just the sort of person I am. Sweeter the deal, the more uneasy I become. So wait, just to make sure that I get this right, what do I need to do Machinas? Okay, totally different choices. We'll leave that alone. Right, the whole thing gives me an unpleasant feeling, pit of my stomach, sweeter the deal, the more uneasy I become. Yeah, I read that. As a result, recently I've been racking my brains over one question in particular. Why did a high-quality woman like that become the girlfriend of a worthless man like me? Good question. Mobile? Sounds like an abbreviation for mobile Olicon. What the hell is that? Olicon? Did someone develop a portable 20mm or a cannon deployable by infantry? Actually, should I do the bad endings in these games? Let me know, guys, because I don't want to go through them, but I think they're gonna be harsh anyway. Not that I really mind, but why are you people in my room first thing in the morning?
私ユージの彼女になったわけだし、 朝ごはんぐらい作ってあげた方がいいのかなって。
Oh, that's not really...
言っておくけど全然面倒じゃないよ。マキナのご飯作るついでみたいなもんだし。
Let's see.
ほらほら、走ってきて汗かいたでしょ。さっさとシャワー浴びてきなよ。浴び終わる頃には朝食の用意できてるから。
Yeah, alright. Uh-oh. Machina.
何よ、変な笑い方して。
こいつはあれですかい？早速彼女気取りですかい？見ているこっちが恥ずかしくなるのよさ。
別に今までだってこれぐらいのことはしてたし、変じゃないわよ。
その割には必死なのよ。お兄ちゃんがなんか言おうとしてたのに邪魔してさ。
Uh-oh.
これはだってほらユージだよ。なんかあいつ私が好きでやってることでも面倒ならやらんでいいとか言い出しそうだし。
That's fair enough.
まあな。
Yeah.
お兄ちゃんってば変に禁欲的というか甘やかされるのに慣れてない感じするのよね。
でしょ。だからせっかく彼女になったんだし、なんかしてあげたいのにノーサンキューだとか言われちゃったらがっくりくるでしょ。
Yeah, you wanna try and
そ
do
の辺
something.
は大丈夫なんじゃね。お兄ちゃん禁欲的なくせに女を扱うの無駄にうまいし、
Oh
たまに
no.
は親切の押し売りでしか愛情表現ができない重たい女だって気づけば。
Oh no, what did you just say?
どうした？
あのさ、私って重い？
体重的な意味で？
そうじゃなくて、
まあそうな。私はほらダメな子だからアマネがいないと生きていけないけど、お兄ちゃんはどっちかっつうと一人で生きていけるタイプじゃない？
Yeah, he kind of
だ
is.
からやりすぎればうぜえって思うんじゃないかな。
そっか、気をつけないと。
Also, I've finally been able to sort out my memory problem. Like right here. Got another 2 terabytes worth of memory for my computer so I can do more recording. However, I didn't realise I need a SATA cable because I don't know computers, so I will be able to not worry about deleting any videos of mine in the meantime. So I am very happy about that.
ま
See, I've got to watch
あ
it.
そうしょんぼりすんなよ。こないだ読んだ本にこんなことを書いてあったのよ。休みのたびに会おうとするな。メールの返事が遅いぐらいで切れるな。怒ってる時は黙ってないで怒ってる理由を話し合え。そしてこれが一番大事。彼氏の携帯を勝手に見るな。
いろいろあるな。っていうか、
Yeah, where did you learn
なんか
that?
そういうのどこで覚えてくるわけ？
Was it Michiru?
何言ってんのよさ。これ全部アマネが買ってきた本に書いてあったのよ。肉食系女子必見のティーンズファッション誌タイガーガール8月号の144
Why do you remember the page?
脱ベビーガール彼氏に重いって言われたらって特集。
She was reading it.
そういえばそんな記事もあったような。
ああ平気平気。だって私重くないしとか言って適当に流し読みしたのね。フグじゃねえのよ。でもまあシャワー浴びに行ったお兄ちゃんを追っかけてって背中流してあげゆうとか言い出さなかっただけ。まだ救いようはあるのよさ。
危なかった。私それ言おうか迷ってた。言わなくてよかった。
パイオツこすりつけて背中洗う気だったのね。
Yeah, she probably would have.
もう
いや、さすがにそこまでは。
You thought about it though.
いいですか？エッチも度が過ぎればただの変態なのよ。
Okay.
はーい。
And if I am going to do these endings, guys, should I do the good ending first or the bad ending
私は
first? Because I think I'm already on route for the good ending.
これで
Okay.
ちょっと野暮用ってどこ行くのよ。
She's going in there.
なんで服を脱ぐ？
お兄ちゃん私が背中流してあげる
Oh no. Oh no, Machina. Machina.
こら
Why? There are some people out there who find joy in serving others, making them happy and being necessary to them. I consider them masochists. There's no guarantee that such devotion will ever be rewarded. In fact, I think it's safe to say the opposite is more often true. Case in point, no matter how many people we might kill in the national interest, no one's going to gratefully reward pieces of trash like us for our service. That's really only natural. Maintaining such fruitless devotion for its own sake doesn't make any sense. There's got to be some sort of other motive underneath it all. Or so I instinctively suspect. No matter how much I want to believe Amane's actions are motivated purely by her emotions, this small nauseating sense of unease just won't disappear. But of course, I'm a twisted person with all the capacity for trust of a mangy straight dog. Accepting the kindness of others never comes easy to me.
さて朝ごはんもバリバリ食べたし今日も頑張ってもりもり勉強するのよ
Okay.
ねえ、それってバリバリとモリモリ、擬音が逆じゃないかな。
Well, her incomprehensible enthusiasm gets across if nothing else.
お兄ちゃんなんか疲れてる
そりゃ朝っぱらからこれだけバタバタされたら疲れるでしょうよ。
ごめんねお兄ちゃんアマネがバタバタして
There's nothing more pathetic than one of your family members screaming at a racing game that they just can't play. There's nothing more tragic than that. Fucking hell, I need to tell him to shut up.
いや、私じゃなくてあんただからね。不思議そうな顔をして私を見ない。っていうかあんた、私が止めなかったら本気でユージの背中流すつもりだったの？
いやもう朝からこってりと濃厚に背中を流してやろうかと愚行いたしますれば。
こんなに堂々と開き直る子を相手にどうやって怒ればいいんだろう。
お兄ちゃん、今日は残念だったけど、今度また二人きりなの。
No, yikes, yikes. Don't get me involved in this troublesome nonsense.
コンドームは私が用意するからちっとも面倒じゃないのよ。
I need a moment. I need a moment. When she wanted me to become Papa, I don't think this is what's supposed to happen. I don't think it was.
おーい、彼女の前だぞ。冗談でもそういうこと言っちゃダメなんだぞ。
She's getting pissed. Not to worry, I'm not about to get excited about the likes of Machina.
そ
Damn.
れはやっぱりあれおっぱいの
Oh,
さ。
fine. That's right, if you want to become my woman, get yourself a serious rack.
この男ずいぶんと無茶を言うのよ。
Well, yeah, this is the only way of life, I know. Deal with it.
それを言われると何も言えないのよさ。
Give up on becoming my woman and try to be a sportsman-like about it, will you? In exchange, I'll be your big brother as long as you want.
ずっと
Well, as long as I manage to stay alive, I guess.
そっか。そんじゃ
Wait, what happened to Papa?
約
Hold on a second. I feel like I might have rushed into this. Let me think it over.
ヘリだ。あ、バッチか。ロングボウなのか。
AH64D
なのか。
64D? Oi, Makina!
逃げられちゃったね。
Well, I hope this girl. It's clearly a civilian helicopter. How about you mistaken EC Ichigogori for AH64D?
それよりもいいの？あんな約束しちゃって。
Well, I suppose. Try not to begrudge Makina the little sister role. I think she's always going to have a hard time functioning unless there's someone looking out for her.
まあね。
Yeah, I can believe that. Let's hurry to the classroom ourselves.
あ、ユージ、待って。
Oh? Hmm?
ほら、ネクタイ曲がってる。
Necktie? Hmm? Really?
ほら、こっち向きなさい。直してあげる。
Right. Thanks.
普段パリッとしてるくせに、たまに隙があるのよね、あんたって。
Yeah, I get that a lot. JB once offered me a similar evaluation. You're the insufficiently thorough. That sloppiness is why you always manage to bungle things in the endgame. But my master responded that's the one and only part of this kid you can call cute. She actually encouraged me to take certain types of sloppy mistakes as a way to attract the tender exasperation of females. Not to say that I'm doing any of this on purpose, but in retrospect, it seems there might have been something to that suggestion. Even as she fixes my necktie with a few vaguely material complaints, that expression on Amane's face suggests she's enjoying herself.
はい、治ったよ。
Right, thanks.
ねえ、ユージ。
What?
私って重いのかな。
In terms of body mass?
マキナと同じボケはしないでよ。
My humour's on the same level as Makina's. That's a bit of a shock.
っていうか、最近のマキナ、だんだんあんたに似てきたわよ。
Children change themselves in reaction to the adults around them. It's only natural.
忘れてるかもしれないから言っとくけど、マキナ、あんたと年あんまり変わんないわよ。
I'm aware of that. I'm also aware you're only 2 years older than me, despite the wise big sister act.
誰に聞いたの？
Oh, damn it. The principal.
そっか。
What did you want? To keep it a secret?
そうじゃないけど。
Then there's nothing to worry about. I don't care too much about age either way. Also, if I thought you were heavy, I'd tell you straight out. You're fine the way you are. Don't try to change yourself to fit me.
そうする。
Alright then, let's head to class. Want to hold hands on the way there?
本当に？
No, just screwing with you.
チェー。
Don't boo me. Come on. Offer my left hand to Amane.
いいの？本当に？
Just until we get to the classroom.
嬉しい。
Am I getting soft? The thought did occur to me, but if you think of it as compensation for Amane's reliable diary service, a little charity like this is entirely justifiable. Yeah, like a dog leaping toward the leash of its master's carrying, Amane jumps to grab my hand, firmly intertwining her fingers with mine. As always, her palm is unusually cold to the touch, but compared to a hot, sweaty hand, this one isn't unpleasant to hold. Okay, that was different. This is a pretty old story that my master heard from her own master. It's about a man who, having finished a big job overseas, stopped by a certain rural town. The man in question had been celebrating the completion of his task in a bar. Eventually, the liquor went to his head and he asked the owner of the place where he could get himself a woman. Sure enough, they brought him a girl. The fee seemed unreasonably high, but the man was plastered and the money he'd earned was burning a hole in his pocket. He rationalised it as a worthy price for a night of sweet dreams. The next morning, when the man woke up in his hotel room, the woman was nowhere to be seen. Oh crap, did she take me for a ride? But when he checked the pockets of his jacket in a panic, his wallet was still there, and nothing seemed to be missing from the inside. She's getting a little paranoid. Anyway, those sure were some pleasant dreams. But just as the man was putting the incident behind him, the woman he'd slept with returned to the room, bearing breakfast on a tray. What, you haven't gone home yet? In response to the man's question, the woman tilted her head in puzzlement. I don't know the location of your home yet, husband. The oddly expensive price hadn't bought the man a single night of pleasure. it brought him the woman.
つまりどういうことなのよさ
Yeah, I'm a bit lost in that one. The man paid his money with the intention of spending a single night with the woman, but he'd inadvertently purchased her entire life. Oh.
南アジアの一部地域では日本の大卒初任給が国民の平均年収に匹敵すると言われていますし、ありえない話ではありませんが。
でもその話とアマネーの話にどんな関係が
Well, it isn't quite over yet. Okay. Oh, damn it, wrong key. The man tried to return the woman to her family, but they refused to take her back. Where they saw things, it was already a done deal. So in the end, the man had no choice but to take the woman back to his own country. He was pretty shell-shocked. Felt like he had stumbled into a total catastrophe at first, but once they got back to his hometown, his opinion changed dramatically. You see, the woman happened to be one hell of a hard worker. Maybe that's just how they raised him over there, but the fear that he'd decide she was useless and abandon her probably had a lot to do with it as well. Either way, she waited on this guy hand and foot. They probably trained her pretty strictly from a young age. She took over all the cleaning, washing and cooking and managed them all perfectly. When a man took a bath, she'd wash his back. When he went to work, she'd help him into his business suit, then send him off by kneeling in the entranceway with her head to the floor. The girl not only accepted all of this as her role, but actually started crying when the man tried to stop her from performing her duties. At first, he was at something of a loss. But in time, the man decided to accept this dependent new lifestyle. His reasoning was simple enough. Apparently being necessary to him in even the smallest ways was important to his wife. It felt pompous, allowing the girl to attend to his every need, but if that would reassure her that her place in the world was secure, he decided it was the right thing to do. Long story short, they stayed married for more than 40 years. At the man's deathbed, the girl was by his side. These were apparently her final words to him. I was terrified and miserable at first. The realization that I'd been bought by some strange foreigner brought me to tears many times. But even so, in the end, I'm glad. From the bottom of my heart, I'm glad you took me back with you. Understandable. Maybe you see what I'm getting at here, but for me, I think Amane might be something like that girl. So for now, I think I'm going to try letting Amane do what she wants. Just like the man in the story.
それが今朝アマネさんと手をつないで教室へ入ってきたことに対する言い訳なのですね。
Oh, come on. No need to put it so bluntly. Is there not that you're wrong?
つまり私と同じようにアマネーに寄生して生きていくってこと
Did you even listen to what I was saying?
だって長い話されてもわかんねえのよ。報告はもっと簡潔に。
And now she's talking like JB, cheeky brat.
マキちゃん、男の人の言い訳っていうのは長くて支離滅裂なものなんだよ。
And you're not much better. Don't kick me in the gut with that knowing smile of your face. Anyway, I still find Amane's kindness pretty odd, but I guess I've decided to stop fighting it. I think that's the best way to repay her goodwill. As long as I can remember to be grateful, that's all I'm trying to say.
おう、そうか。
You still don't get it, do you?
私は理解しました。良い心がけかと思います。お話を聞いていて我が家を得たりと膝を打つ思いで涙が出そうです。主人に必要とされることを至上の喜びとし、そして主人がそれを理解している。まさにきっと日々の努力が報われた思いに感動し、うかつに頭など撫でられようものならそれはもうジョンジョロと失禁してしまうかもしれません。
なんか散歩行くよって言っただけで嬉しくておしっこ漏らしちゃう子犬とかたまにいるのよさ。
I mean, close to that? I don't think I like the sound of this.
大丈夫なのよさ。アマネーはよくしつけられた大型犬なのよ。
I mean...
おしっこ漏らさないし無駄吠えもしないし主人の帰りをじっと待ってるような感じ。
それなんだかわかるような気がする。井上さんちのラッキーがそんな感じだよね。
Oh no. Lucky?
お兄ちゃんは見たことない？夕方に ーパーの省エに行くとたまにお店の入り口の横にいるのよ。でっかくて茶色いもさっとしたやつ。
Oh, I think I might know the one you're talking about. The bullseye that's always gnawing on a chewed up plastic back scratcher.
ラッキーはとても頭がいいんですよ。ご主人様がお買い物をしている間はじっとおとなしく地面に伏せて気だるそうに耳もだらーっとしていて他の犬が来ても吠えません。
近所の子供がいたずらして耳とか尻尾を引っ張ってもうざがるだけで怒らないし、すっげー優しい子なのよ。
で、ご主人様が買い物を終えてお店から出てくる気配を感じるとすっくと体を起こしてピシッとお座りの姿勢
When
で
you were caught for 2.5 hours in a row is tiring. It really is. But I'm enjoying this nonetheless.
自分はずっとこの姿勢で待っていたでありますって顔をするんです。それがもう可愛くて。
I see. Now that you mention it, that does sound a bit like Amane.
私は何だって？
Oh, hey there, Amane. We were just noticing your resemblance to a dog.
犬？私が？
ママネーって賞味期限が微妙な食べ物とかすぐふんふん言って匂いとか確かめるしね。
ああ、そういえばそんな仕草をよく見かけますね。
I mean, you have to make sure it's fine.
嘘、私そんなことする？
してるのよさ。こないだもお豆腐のお味噌汁の鍋に顔突っ込んでふんふんしてたのよ。
だってこの季節はほらお豆腐炒むの早いし、あんまり変なもの食べさせてお腹壊したら大変だしねえ。あまねさんって八百屋さんでも魚屋さんでもとりあえず商品は匂いを嗅いで確かめますよね。だって少しでも新鮮な方がいいかと思って。
I mean, I understand that. Can you seriously tell how fresh produce is by sniffing it?
いや、まあなんていうかつい癖で。ほら、私って実家の料理屋で買い出しをやってたから、それでシビアになったってのが原因かな。
I see.
サチいる？
はい、ここに。
あ、いたいた。ねえサチ、私お腹空いちゃった。お昼にして。
はい、すぐにご用意いたします。
今日はお弁当用意したんでしょ？私の嫌いなピーマンとかセロリとか入れてないでしょうね。
What are you, 12?
はい、もちろん一切使用していません。どうせみちる様は味音痴だからわかんねえだろとか言って細かく刻んでたっぷり混ぜたりするような真似は断じてしておりませんよ。
ちょっと、これ本当でしょうね。
当たりきしゃりきのコンコンチキです。私がみちる様を騙すなんてありえません。もっと私を信用してください。
Oh, wow.
なんか最近のあんたって私に対する扱いが雑になったような気がするのよね。気のせい。
気のせい気のせい。ウッドエレメンタルですよ。
Wow.
何それ？
ウッドエレメンタル？気のせい？
くだらね
Oh, wait a second. Usually you've been having Sachi makes box lunches for you?
ー。何よ、文句あんの？っていうか、サチが自分から作るって言い出したのよ。
はい、みちる様が毎日仕出しのお弁当では飽きるとおっしゃっていましたので僭越ながら。なんだ、言ってくれれば私がみちるの分も作ったのに。
Damn.
いやよ、だってあんたのお弁当野菜ばっかりじゃない。私はお肉が食べた
I
いの。
need a meat.
I need meat。
なんで最後英語で言ったんですか？
Yeah,
ど
why?
うでもいいでしょが。
Usually I really hope you're showing Sachi appropriate gratitude for this.
私はいつだって感謝と遠慮を忘れない謙虚な女よ。でもほら、私ツンデレだから表面的にはそれが見えないだけなのよ。
I see. Is that just how cinderella's are as species?
どこスト
Only
せい
real
だけだけど
cinderella's make this bell ring.
そんでチルチルは確実に同行してるのよさ。そんなことないわよ。ないでしょ。
No,
ない
it's
わよ
true.
ね。
何その微妙 妙に自信を失いゆく三大変化。
Uh-oh. Do me a favor and don't. I'm getting a headache already.
とにかくお昼にしましょう。そうね。アホにかまけてるとお昼休みが終わっちゃうわ。サチ、食堂に行ってわかめスープ飲みながら食べるわよ。ついてらっしゃい。ただいまお供いたします。そんなわけですので、私たちは学食へ参りますが、皆さんは？私らは教室で食べるよ。何？私は少しAmaneさんが羨ましいです。
おー、Sachi! おー。
何？どういう意味？
まあなあ、チルチルは飼い犬に餌をやらないタイプなのよさ。
犬？
What?
また犬の話？
それでは失礼いたします。
何なの？
Jealousy at its forms. Don't worry about it. More importantly, I've gained a keen understanding of what gratitude means thanks to Michiru's negative example. Amane, thank you for everything you do.
どういたしまして？
よくわかってねえだろ。
You don't need to get it. Even gratitude can be annoying if you shove it in someone's face. Much like any other form of charity, giving back to others is meaningless if you're motivated primarily by the desire to show off your own nobility. When I see a politician on television proudly wearing brightly coloured flags and ribbons on his lapel, my first and only thought is, look at that swaggering hypocrite. I guess you could say I'm cynical by nature, but I don't want to show my gratitude to Amane that way, not through some self-satisfied display. I want to keep those feelings mostly to myself, the better to preserve them and keep them genuine. The world calls this less effusive approach the mark of a tsundere, and I guess I'm a tsundere after all! I'll bear that mark of disgrace with pride. And I'll set an example by the way of life, one that will dispel the foul reputation a few regrettable individuals have brought upon our misunderstood tribe. Damn, okay. So one more cut through for this?
少しいいかしら。
What?
今日搬入予定の図書室の本が届いたのだけれど、業者が間違えて寮の方へ届けてしまったのよ。
Oh. Now that you mention it, I did notice a truck over there this afternoon. Must have been another one.
それで申し訳ないのだけれど、届いた本を図書室まで運び込んでもらえないかしら。業者の人はもう帰ってしまったし、力仕事だから小峰さんには頼みにくくて。
Very well. I was looking forward to getting some new material in the library myself. I'll lend a hand.
そう、ありがとう。そう言ってもらえると助かるわ。
Just need me to lug them over here?
ええ、運んできてもらえれば、あとは私が棚に並べるわ。
Roger, let's get started. It's pretty rare for Sakaki to ask someone for help like this, and unexpected. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit surprised she even asked for help in the first place. Above all else, she's a proud woman. I'm sure I rank among the very last people she'd ever want to ask for help. So, when she swallows that pride and turns to me, I can't very well just shoot her down. On top of which, I honestly do want more books in the library. That said, I wasn't expecting quite this many. A mountain of sizable cardboard boxes are stacked up next to the dorm's front entrance. Assuming around 24 books per box and 16 boxes in all, I've got a good 384 volumes or so to carry over the schoolhouse. That is indeed correct. Well done with the maths, Yuji. Might have been a little too hasty in agreeing to that request. Well, nothing I can do about it now. I accepted a job, so I've got to carry it out. In a situation like this, it's better to get moving before you start thinking too much. If you stand around too long in front of a task like this, it's easy to get paralysed by your self-pity. Yeah, it's like me of recording in some ways, so I kind of know that. As much as that hits home. This will never get done unless I finish it. Just have to chip away at the mounting. In short, it's something like mowing the manoeuvring grounds. In which case, there's only one conclusion. A mere 16 round trips. Don't make me laugh. If you ask the thinking men and women of the world, they'd probably tell you mindless jobs are the most miserable of all. But I'm not one of those people. By nature, I'm well suited to this sort of simple work. It's not that bad.
あれ、ユージ？あんた何してんの？こんなところで。へ
Hey, Sakaki asked me to help get some new books over to the library.
え、そうなんだ。この段ボールなんだろうって思ってたけど、本なんだ。手伝おうか？
No, that's alright. You were just heading out on some errand, right?
まあ、夕飯のお買い物に行こうかと思ってたんだけど。
Then that's your job at the moment. I'll take care of this.
そっか。じゃあ、今日の晩ご飯は、ユージの好きなものにしてあげる。何が食べたい？
Anything's fine.
その意見が一番困るんですけど。
Really? I was trying to imply that anything you make is delicious.
もう、おだてても何も出ないわよ。
It's not flattery. Alright, then something a bit spicy, maybe?
辛いものっていうと、カレーとか麻婆豆腐？
I'll leave the details to you. Just feel like something with a bit of a kick to it.
わかった。それじゃあ何か辛いものね。
Makina's going to eat it too, so keep the intensity reasonable.
了解。そんじゃあ7時ぐらいにはできてるから、私の部屋に来て。
Oh, I'm going to your room, okay. Got it. When asked, what do you feel like having for dinner? A man who answers anything's fine is undeniably negligent. But is it just me, or is the woman who demands an answer to that question a bit unreasonable in her own right? Yes and no. Kind of a mix on both ends on that one, Jesus. Your average young man doesn't exactly have a sophisticated palate. They can tell the difference between salty, sweet and spicy, but that's all about it. In most cases they'll find pretty much anything with a strong flavour delicious. Speaking of which, Amane's cooking seems to have been influenced by the restrained style of her mother's homeland. I can't deny that her subtly flavoured dishes sometimes feel a bit lacking in the impact to me. Typical young man that I am. That would be the reason I decided to request something spicy, while necessarily demands heavier seasoning. Might be a somewhat risky request to make of some people, but in Amane's case, I'm sure she won't bring out anything absurdly hot. I hope so. It'd probably be reasonably spicy as a complement to a rich overall flavour. I mean, now that I think about it, I've eaten Amane's cooking many times before, but I don't think she's ever served me anything I just couldn't finish. Probably the fruit of her Ma's vaunted training regimen. I see. A well-trained big dog, eh? Sounds about right, we're back on the dog, okay.
さっきから何を一人でブツブツと言っているの？
My apologies. Did you find it creepy?
独り言を言う癖は直した方がいいわよ。
Oh, duly noted. On a different note, can you cook sakaki?
何？急に。
Well, just my out of curiosity, I guess.
あなた、電子レンジって知ってる？
Oh, come on. But of course, the microwave oven is a sacred treasure, dropped from heaven by a benevolent god to save the single males of the world.
そう、その通り。そしてその恩恵に預かるのは独身男性のみにあらずってね。こう見えても私は電子レンジとおヤングの湯切りの腕はプロ級よ。
That's not something you should be proud of. We were born in a good era, Sakaki.
ええ、本当に。こればかりは親に感謝するわ。
True. Here are the books.
ご苦労様。どんどん運び込んでちょうだい。
Right. Come to think of it, in this microwave age of ours, domestic cooks like Amane might be a fairly rare subcategory of the female population. It's true. And against the contrast of insipid frozen food and instant TV dinners, warm homemade meals grab the male heart all the more firmly. This is beyond true. As a matter of fact, my belated decision to accept Amane's profession of love had a lot to do with that. Cooking is something I mostly handle by myself, for myself. That's how it's been for a long time, even back when I was living with my master. Not to say that JB didn't pop in and whip up a meal every once in a while, but perhaps thanks to her crude, sloppy approach to cooking, I can't say the food ever really felt like a family meal. As for Amane, her evident experience in the kitchen is really striking. Her mother's lessons must have been strict and extensive indeed, and they must have started very young. Amane's approach to cooking is that of a self-assured housewife who spent many years putting food on the table every night. Yeah, true. I still remember a little maxim Amane once shared with me. Every human being has to eat if a woman can cook. Oh, every human being has to eat. If a woman can cook, she can marry anyone in any country and manage just fine for herself. Yeah, okay. I know that sometimes there are like some males are really good at cooking. There are girls that are really good at cooking. Either way, cooking's a bonus, no matter what way you look at it. Indeed, wise words at the time. I nodded in agreement. From that perspective, Amane's certainly a hell of a woman. You could hardly ask for more, in fact. Any way you look at it, the girl's definitely wasted on the likes of me. I like Sakaki, she can cook. I like Michiru, she doesn't bark at random like a deranged chihuahua. Unlike Makina, she has a rich feminine body. Ooh. And unlike Sachi, she doesn't bottle up her emotions inside. Did I hit a jackpot here?
また君の悪い独り言を。
I'm sorry. Sorry, Sakaki. Mind if I just say one thing?
どうぞ。
Couldn't hurt to try learning how to cook.
そうね。でも私は料理をしないだけでできないわけじゃないわ。
Oh, I see. More books.
ありがとう。次々と運んでちょうだい。
Very well. Unfortunately for you, Sakaki, my friend, I've spent a long time among women who can't cook, and every one of them has said the same thing, JB being a representative example. I do understand that a female's charm isn't defined by her skill in the kitchen, but when you get right down to it, the number one thing men want from the women in their life is warmth. Oh yes, next on the conventional list will probably be nursing, followed by entertainment. In summary, men want hospitality from their partner. If a woman satisfies those needs, it can easily make up for severe shortcomings in some other respect. Even physical attractiveness. Yeah. Although Amane is pretty near a perfect score in that field as well. She's attentive to details, skilled at cooking, and ridiculously sexy. Obviously speaking, pretty much a perfect choice for a relationship. Worthy of a round of applause. Patchy, 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 patchy. But precisely because I think that way, it's hard to get my head around the idea that she'd fall in love with me, of all people. They say women tend to look for promise in their young men, but I hardly think I have anything of the sort. Quite the opposite. Every day brings with it a chance that I'll be rotting in the grave before evening. I'm a worthless stray jog of a human being. A wolf that dressed itself up as a sheep in its pathetic desperation for warmth. I almost said patriarchy. What the fuck's wrong with me? Practically nothing about me to attract a woman like Amane. There's no reason why people fall in love. Or perhaps you could say the reasons are frequently impossible to express in words. I do understand that much, but still, I can't help but think, why me? I suppose it's possible she noticed a stink of carrion on my breath and mistook it for titillating aroma of a wild man. That's no different from the fleeting shallow delusion of a middle school girl who gets a crush on the class delinquent. In that case, there's a chance Amane will part from me on her own in time, and end up looking back in a relationship with embarrassment. Damn, that's some harsh thing. That's fine with me. In the end, whatever Amane sees in me as a mirage, the little girls have to face reality eventually. What's wrong? What's wrong? No longer have the energy to make fun of me talking to myself?
いいえ、独り言もここまで来れば素敵ねと少し感心していたところよ。
Think you'd buy a copy of my collected soliloquies?
著書を身内に買わせるぐらいなら作家は諦めた方が賢明よ。
Aww. Sakaki, you say clever things sometimes.
でしょ？いずれ榊由美子名言集として出版する予定だから、その時はあなたにも一冊送る。
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's sweet of you. Let's get the personal dedication. Just makes it hard to sell to the unused bookstore.
くだらないことを言ってる暇があったらさっさと運ぶ。
Yes, ma'am. Continuing my exceptionally self-centered and repetitive ruminations, I carry over the cardboard boxes one after another. And after finishing the physical labor, I stick around to help Sakaki shelve the books. It's somewhat tedious work, but we pass the time exchanging opinions on stuff we've read recently. Before I notice, it's already past 9 PM. Okay.
ごめんなさい。こんな遅くまで付き合わせてしまって。
Sorry, I just thought I'd check outside quickly. Not your fault. Can't just leave the job unfinished after all.
お詫びにどこかで夕食でもどうかしら。 もちろん料金は私が持つわ。
Appreciate the offer, but I've got...
どうかした？
Crap. Completely slipped my mind, but I promised to be at Amane's room for dinner at 7.
あら大変。スオさん待ちくたびれているんじゃなくて？
Well, I'm a good 2 hours late. Do you think she probably just went up ahead and ate?
どうかしら。スオさんそういうところは変に律儀だから、あなたが来るのをずっと待っている可能性もあるような。
This isn't good.
ひどく怒られそうなら私のせいにして言い訳をなさいな。榊に無理やり手伝わされていたのだといえば、少しは彼女の留飲も下がるのではないかしら。
No, rather than risk making things worse with some half-assed lie, I'd prefer to be honest from the start and apologise. I don't want wrong here. Can't be dishonest on top of it all.
あなた、そういうところで不器用ね。ま、決して嫌いではない。
Hello, Yumiko. Hello. I'm well aware that I'm a clumsy man. No need to rub it in.
ところで、あなたとスオさんって男女交際的な意味でお付き合いがあるのかしら。
Yeah, I guess Amane's become my girlfriend somehow or another.
そう。
Sorry, wasn't really trying to keep it a secret or anything. But kind of wanted to avoid a big fuss, so I decided not to bring it up until somebody asked.
まあ、最近のあなたたちを見ていれば、言われなくてもそれとなく察しはつくでしょうけどね。
Ah, really? Well, I did figure you'd notice eventually, but the others, not to put it too fine a point on it, but they're more on the oblivious side of things.
そうね。松島さんあたりははっきりと言葉にしなければいつまでも気がつかないかもしれない、
Yeah, you're probably right there. You have a point. In her case, a preemptive announcement might prevent a lot more hassle down the road.
そうなさいな。一時的に機嫌が悪くなるかもしれないけれど、きっとあなたたちを祝福してくれると思うから。
Yeah, I'll do that.
何にせよ、今日はご苦労様。スオさんには私からも謝っていたと伝えておいてもらえるかしら。
Hey, yeah, got it. I'll pass that on.
それじゃ、また明日、学校で。
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Alright then. Guess I better head to Harmony's room. And now it's gonna be the good stuff. I told her I'd be there at 7, and now it's a solid 9:15. I'm a full 2 hours and 15 minutes late. Harmony may not be the type to bark for no reason, but it surely warrants a good yapping. I entered the room fully prepared for such eventuality, but the outcome is surprisingly painless.
おかえり、ユージ。どうする？すぐにご飯食べる？それとも先にお風呂にする？
Uh-oh. It's not like I particularly wanted her to get angry at me, but this completely nonchalant attitude is almost creepy.
お風呂にするなら急いだ方がいいよ。あんまり遅くなるとさっちゃんが大浴場のお湯を抜いちゃうから。
Right.
私の部屋のお風呂でよければいつでも入れるけど、どうする？
Let's eat first. I'll take the bath in my own room.
そう？じゃあすぐにご飯の用意するね。温めるだけだから座って待ってて。
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Amane.
何？
I said I'd be here at 7. I showed up well past 9. Didn't even get in touch. Aren't you angry?
そりゃまあ面白くはないけど、こんなことになるんじゃないかなって気はしてたしね。榊さんの手伝いをしていたんでしょ？
Yeah, that's right. Not that it's her fault. She just asked me to carry over those boxes, and I finished that by 6. I decided to stay up and help put the books away on my own
分
initiative.
かってるって。だから別に怒ってないし。それとも怒ってほしいのかな？もうブンスカだぞーみたいな感じで。
Seriously annoying.
でしょ？だから怒ってないってば。
怒ってない。
でも次にまた遅れるときは事前に電話とかもらえると安心するかな。
Okay, she's telling us about the phone call. I'll keep that in mind.
はーい、お待たせ。辛いのがいいって言うから麻婆丼
Oh,
にしてみた。
marble. I've not tried that.
ひき肉の代わりにあんたの大好きな豆を使って作ってみたんだけど、どうかな？
Let's see. Amane places the spicy tofu on rice dish in question on the table, along with a side of Chinese egg soup. At a glance, it seems perfectly normal maple bowl, but closer examination reveals the standard minced pork has indeed been replaced with finely ground beans. Vividly pale buds of garlic create a nice visual contrast, stirring my appetite. I pushed my Chinese spoon into the maple bowl. Scoop out a large hunk of rice covered in a thick bean paste, and take a bite. A rich flavour instantly fills my mouth. A moderately sharp, spicy tang provides a nice accent. Nice work. It's really good.
でしょよかった
You really can make anything delicious, can't you?
でもあんたってさ、何食べさせてもうまいって言うよね。本当に美味しいの？
This is from a guy who didn't eat anything but beans. You tried a bit yourself, didn't you?
まあ一応ね。
Then take another bite and see for yourself. Come on, open wide.
え？
Look, I'm telling you to give it an Open that mouth. He doesn't realise that's actually technically embarrassing, but there we go. See? Delicious, isn't it?
うん。
You should really have a little more confidence in your culinary skills.
そうかな。
Yuji's totally oblivious. If you're really that suspicious, try feeding me something disgusting as an experiment. I'll tell you exactly how crappy it is.
そんなことできないよ。喜んでもらうために作ってるんだから。
Well, yeah. I really truly do. I like the way you kept the spiciness moderate. For one thing, did you season this with Makina's taste in mind?
ああ、うん。っていうか、私の好みかな。マキナ、ああ見えて結構辛いの平気だし。
Oh, okay. Come to think of it, where is Makina?
あの子なら、もうご飯も済ませてお風呂も入ったから、今はさっちゃんと一緒に、
Oh,
室
okay.
の大きなテレビで、
Oh,
いつも
don't tell me it's that
番組
weird
を見てる
fish
よ。
one, please. Oh, right. That one with the lunatic professor who's always getting mauled by wild animals?
うん、それ。今日は2時間特番なんだってさ。
I don't want to watch that show again. Please, no. Come to think of it, when I passed by the lounge on the way to my room, I remember catching a glimpse of a frenzied Makina gnawing on Mitsuru's head. Although I pretended not to notice. I bet money Mitsuru just happened to be passing by when a television-added grizzly bear went looking for prey. Girl's got no luck, does she?
ん？何が？
Nothing of any value, I assure you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Mitsuru might be having a skull just taken off her head right now from Makina.
そう？
Having thoroughly enjoyed Amane's considerate hospitality, I head back to my own room in order to take a bath. Oh god, don't look. People, don't look! Oh god. Yeah, this is sensitive content right here. It's normally Twitch that would. Thankfully, I'm not on Twitch. And so I've returned to my room, but she's following me. Don't hear me. Why'd you follow me?
だってお風呂に入るんでしょ？一緒に入ってお
Huh?
腹流してあげようかと
Oh
思って。
my goodness. What are you thinking, you thirsty thought? Yeah, you're out of shot. Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll tilt it this way so that you know it's not in the way, alright? Yeah, gonna have to go with a no thank you. No thank you. Don't harm me either. What are you thinking?
だって私ユージの彼女なんでしょ？だったらそんぐらいしたっていいじゃん。
Let's see, what kind of scolding would be appropriate here? Come to realise something all too clearly recently. Amane is basically happiest when she's taking care of a man. The more hopeless and childish that man is, the more she enjoys herself. In other words, she's the sort of woman who tends to actively encourage the men in her life to become worthless, play along, and one day I'll end up with incapable of scrubbing my own back. Perhaps I should draw a clear line in the sand here. You can wait around all you want, but I'm not going to be taking a bath.
じゃあどうするの？
Read a book.
そうなの？じゃあ私邪魔かな？帰った方がいい？
Well, no, I don't mind if you're here, but it's not like there's anything for you to do.
別にいいよ。私はただユージと一緒にいたいだけだから。
That fact? There may be a number of strings attached, but Arnie is my girlfriend. That being the case, if she wants to stay with me, I'm not going to kick her out. But to be honest, I'm still uncertain about this woman in many respects. About her motives, about the depth of her feeling towards me. I mean, anybody would. She's an oddball. But coming in close contact with me on a daily basis, Amane will come to understand exactly how dull a human being I am. One day she'll probably part from me of her own accord. I throw myself down onto the bed and begin to read. and I totally ignore her, and it's basically 10 o'clock at night. Well done me. In my workplace, when someone asks, "What are your hobbies?" the young people inevitably answer shogi or go. And the other ones getting on in years will just as predictably respond golf or gardening. All of these have something in common. They're exceptionally safe, conventional interests, logical enough because the company is never pleased to hear about a hobby that might strongly influence your way of thinking. It might sound like a joke, but if you respond, "I'm a film buff," they'd immediately ask, "What kind of films?" Mention some extreme action movies or gruesome war epic, and you'll get a nasty frown at the very least. Which one? The banana one or the mochi? Yeah, the mochi. Yeah, we're still here. That's right. Answer reading and you'll get the same treatment. In fact, the limited selections of books sold in the company store have almost all been strictly censored. So if you want to read freely, your only real option is to use an off day to sneak out into some bookstore in the city, then read your purchase in one go at some coffee shop or restaurant. Nobody cares how many nudie magazines or explicit pin-ups you leave lying around on your shelf, but a single mystery novel is off limits. It's a load of crap, honestly. You wouldn't guess it to look at me, but I'm a genuine bookworm. I liked books even as a child, and ever since living with my master, I've been reading a little before bed every night at the very least. Back when I was in the company dorm, where reading was restricted, I'd scrape up all the golf and gardening magazines I could find lying around. Poor substitute for the real thing. Still, rather better than nothing. And none of this has changed. When I have empty time, I fill it by reading books. Right now I'm perfectly free to read whatever I want. That's a genuinely wonderful thing. Damn, that's a loud click in my ear. Oh, just some books that Heikky finished. She was going to throw it away, so I took it off her hands. The title and author aren't particularly important, so Heikky said it was garbage. It's a translated foreign novel, and according to the synopsis on the back cover, an aristocratic vampire driven from his country and reduced to living in a public park bathroom saves a homeless girl on a whim. Some sort of love story, I guess. What the hell? An aristocratic vampire. Oh god. And he's stuck in a public bathroom. What type of services is this vampire giving? Jesus! At this point, there haven't been any striking developments in the plot. I suppose there was one slightly amusing scene where the vampire tried to make a street corner mailbox into his new home. Asonde? Alright, fine by me. What do you have in mind? What would you class as fun? More specific. Okay, just let me know when you make up your mind. I don't want to do this. If you're bored, then how about you try reading the book? There's a mountain of ones I'm finished with over there. Yep. I'll point at Amane's shoulder and she turned around to face a generally mountainous pile of books. Kyoji Watanabe, Wings of the Unknown, A.J. Sinclair, The Beast of the Trembled, Moving Up the Ladder, The 7 Habits Holding You Back, Housewives Friends series, Master of the Character Bento, Hibiki Okada Lives. Young adult novel. There's a wide range, so just pick something that appeals to you. Oh. You have the freedom to read, don't waste it. Or what, do you hate books? What are you looking for? Hey, you stop pecking under my bed. No. Can't say that I am, but tell me, what are you planning to do if I was? Read them? Inu Preka. Why? I didn't put the drawback all the way in my freaking desk. What do you want from me? If you're that bored, why don't you go watch television with Makina? What would we play? Sorry, I just happen to be a lame human being. I mean, it's not like I find the idea of playing around with Amane particularly unpleasant myself. It's just that I don't know any games that a woman would likely enjoy. Amane is not quite as easy to handle as Makina in this regard, since I can't just hand over some half-assed toy and expect her to amuse herself. But I can't guess the problem is really more on my end, since I'm drawing a complete blank on activities that an adult female would find pleasurable. Through trial and error, I've picked up the knack of appealing to women when I need something, but that doesn't mean I know what appeals to them in general. That requires more understanding of female psychology than I possess. Fair enough. Well then, I'm at something of a loss. Let's see, what did the other women in my life do with their free time? My master wasn't particularly different from me. She loved to read, especially on rainy days when she didn't have anything particular to do. She was content on to pass time with a book, a pack of cigarettes, and a pot of coffee. In fact, I think it's fair to say that my master is largely to blame for turning me into such a wildly indiscriminate reader as to earn Amane's scorn. Excluding her, I guess that irritating shaggy-head Julia, aka JB, would be the woman I spend the most time with, but she isn't a particularly useful point of reference, god damn. After all, when she got bored, that bizarre woman's favourite pastime was cutting my hair. What? Isn't it getting in your eyes by now? Want me to give you a little trim? As soon as those words were out of her mouth, typically before I even had the chance to respond, she'd hustle me off into the bathroom, wet my head, and snap her scissors together enthusiastically with the magical grin of an axe murderer. Within seconds, she'd be shearing off great chunks of my hair. I guess to save me money on haircuts, yes, but the woman would get so vigorous with her scissors that she'd frequently end up cutting my ear along with the rest of it. Jesus Christ. Even my sane-like patience gave way on a few occasions. But contribution is a foreign concept to that woman. In another month, she'd be brandishing her shears again. Anyway, I'm pretty sure cutting my hair isn't Amane's idea of a good time. So I've still got nothing. That said, if I keep up this silence much longer, she's probably going to get sulky, which I'd really like to avoid. I guess I should at least own up to this regrettable state of affairs. That should demonstrate that my intentions are good, if nothing else. Alright, I got it. There's no easy answer, we could just discuss the matter at length. I closed the book in my hand with a decisive thunk. Apparently perceiving a mild tinge of irritation in my action, Amane jerks up straight, her body trembling slightly. She looks up with puppy dog eyes. No, I'm not really angry or anything. You'd certainly think Amane's a tough, thick-skinned woman, judging from her habitually confident attitude. But that's nothing more than an act, assuming for the sake of those around her who need a big sister in their lives. I forget exactly when, but the girl once evaluated herself as a natural-born masochist. If anything, her true nature seems to lie down on the timid, faint-hearted side of things. I'm going to call it quits on the reading. What do you feel like doing, Amane? Anything's fine. No subtlety! Out the window you go! Go on, get out of there! What? I guess I don't mind, but don't you have any other ideas? Guess there's nothing for it then. Amane brings out a standard gag. Taking it seriously tends to lead to headaches, but at this point I'm pretty sure she just wants me to pay attention to her. So I guess it won't kill me to play along with the joke every once in a while. That's what she wants. You can go first. Don't want me staring at you washing yourself, do you? What? As she speaks, I really begins to undress in front of my eyes without a hint of hesitation. She walks around half naked in the first place, so it doesn't take more than 10 seconds for her to strip down to the bare essentials. Jesus. As I watch her work, I begin to get slightly exasperated. Come on, how far is she planning to string this out? But in the next moment, she's starting to take off her underwear as well. Hey, hold it! At this point, I'm no longer able to keep up my straight man role. not in my Christian server. Not that it's the problem here, just how long are you going to keep up this crappy attempt at a gag?
ボケって
Hey, Amane, I'm sure I'm misunderstanding here, but I want to ask you something just to be on the safe side.
おう
Are you seriously planning to do this?
っていうかもう服脱いじゃったんですけど今さら冗談とか言わないよね
Don't you think a Russian thinks so?
逆に聞くけど男の子はさ急にしたくなることってないの
Yes, we do. Yes, not uncommon.
女の子にもあるよ納得した
People are virgins. I'm not surprised. No, not in the least.
あれ
Spare me the incredulous groan. What the hell is with this completely casual attitude? I think she was proposing a game of frisbee or something. You often hear that our culture is shifting toward Western norms, not only in matters of cuisine but also in terms of sexual frankness. This is really just the modern girls, are they? I'm finding that hard to believe. Sure, jumping right into the thick of things for a girl who hadn't even kissed as of a few days ago.
あーまあねでもほら一応私あんたの彼女になったわけだしそれらしいことしとかないとよそで悪いことしそうだし
I see. Okay, what am I supposed to do about this? A sense of humour may be more than a little disturbing, but I'm beginning to think Amane is really serious this time. Maybe this should be the part where I gently drop my jacket around her trembling shoulder and say, "Don't push yourself," like a cool self-controlled movie protagonist or something. When I'm only gone this far, it doesn't feel right to just reject her. And if I pulled that self-satisfied act on her after she stripped right in front of me, I might as well end up smashing her confidence as a woman to smithereens. Which might very well in turn lead to a nasty grudge and her spreading rumours about my homosexuality and or impotence to our classmates. An exceptionally undesirable outcome, any way you look at it. Well, for the time being, according to my master, you spend way too much time worrying, kid. Sometimes you need to pull a fucking trigger first and think later. With advice, now I remember another warning of hers that seems relevant to my current circumstances. But kid, for future reference, when a woman's naked in front of you like this, the first thing you should do is compliment her. I see. Oh god, this is gonna go horribly. I refocus my attention on the girl before me. Specifically, I stare intensely at Amane's chest. Nice tits you got there. Nice tits indeed.
だろ触る
Sawaritai! Boku no koto wo sawaritai! What? For free?
特別だぞ
Oh man. I mean, money, time, patience. Normally the men of the world sacrifice all sorts of things in order to obtain their women. And yet a girl has just stripped her of her own clothes and approached me on her own initiative. I really didn't have the lift a finger at any point in the process that brought us here. Maybe the morally correct thing would be to sniff dainty and tell her, "Goodness miss, shouldn't we get to know each other a little better first?" But the world isn't that pretty a place. Normally something that seems too good to be true puts me on my guard. Especially true when I'm working. When I subtract the bad from the good and find the former outweighs the latter, I'll instantly abandon the job. But if good seems overwhelming, then there's no apparent risk. I'll pull back just as quickly. That's how I've stayed alive. Such uniformly positive conditions are often the result of someone consciously constructing a pleasant facade in order to make a trap. Oh my goodness me, we have a CG! And it's a pleasant one. Money shot! For example, Amane. Let's say you go outside in the morning and find a brand new luxury sports car sitting in front of the door. Keys in the ignition and a scrap of paper on the door that says, "Have fun." What would you do?
とりあえず乗るかな運転席に座ってみてハンドル握ってエンジンかけてみる
Even though you have no idea who this car belongs to or where it came
ラ
from?
ッキーじゃんとりあえず水温が上がるの待ちながらどうす
After
る
this bit,
か
I'm
考
going to end
え
this
て
episode because
誰
it's
も
quite
何も
long.
言ってこなかったら近所をぐるっと走ってくるかなクラッチとミッションをいたわりながら丁寧にゆっくりとね
I see.
何なの急に私に車買ってくれるの
No, that's not it. It was just a metaphor for what you're doing right now. Trying to explain my initial reluctance.
なんだってがっかりだよ。つうかなんで車
Yeah,
に例えたの
usually comes out with the most bizarre analogies now I think about it. Figured it'd be easier for you to understand, I guess. What, you want a car?
そりゃくれるならもらうけど
Yeah, she wants a car. What kind do you want specifically?
2000cc の国産ターボ4駆って
Four-wheel drive.
ちょっと待って買う気
How much would it cost?
待って待ってダメ冗談だよ車なんていらないから
Look, I was just asking. I didn't say I was going to run out and buy you
じゃ
one.
あなんでそんなこと聞くの
Figured it wouldn't hurt to know what the woman I fell in love with wants out of life.
俺と女って私
I already told you that I love you. Who else would I be talking about?
そ
Oh,
そうだよね彼女だね
she's still having this
私
sink in. Did you just notice? I mean, you're the one who proposed this relationship in the first place, you know.
ああそりゃそうなんだけれども改めて言われるとドキッとするよ
Not a problem. That's exactly what I was going for. On an unrelated note, just how long do you intend to keep washing my head? As I soon agreed to enter the bath with Amane, Amane immediately declared she'd be washing my hair for me. Why do women have this compulsive need to scrub a guy's head whenever they bathe with one? I mean, the only person who's done that for me, other than myself, was my mother, and that's about it. Maybe my uncle as well. I don't know. I don't know! I don't know if that's true. Scrubbing my hair really that much
お
fun?
風呂で男の子の頭洗うのってちょっと夢だったんだよね
Really? どの夢か。
ほら私って一人っ子で弟とかいなかったから友達が弟と一緒にお風呂に入った話とか聞いて羨ましかったんだよね
Oh, hold on. This is going into realms that I'm not so sure about. You're washing Makina's head every day, aren't you?
マキナは女の子じゃんやっぱお姉ちゃんごっこするなら弟じゃないと
That's why you dragged me into this ridiculous game? Try to put yourself in my shoes here?
なんか言った
Nothing at all. Go ahead. Keep playing with me like a toy while you still can.
そんじゃシャンプー流すよ目閉じて
Alright. Got it in my mouth.
ごめんほらちゃんと下向いて
Alright. Hurts, damn it. Push my head
どれ
around.
どれちゃんと綺麗になったかな
Stick your nose in my hair. Are you a dog?
はい
Oi,
じゃ
okay.
あ次は体洗ってあげるそこで横になって
What? This isn't over yet.
まだまだこれからじゃんいいからほれほれ
Hey, calm down, woman. I guess your first experience doesn't tend to inspire this sort of hasty excitement. I remember as much myself. Sheer nerves make it impossible to settle down when things get quiet, but you don't know what to talk about either. So in order to avoid embarrassing yourself by babbling nervously, you end up pushing right into things in an almost forceful manner. It was pretty similar for me, to be honest, so I can understand the feeling. I guess it's alright to just let Amane do as she pleases. That said, doing it in the bath might have been a little much. We've gotten off to a pretty extreme start. What if this becomes a habit or something? I'm not worried about Amane's future.
何私のぼせたみたい少しフラフラする
Not surprising, we've been in here for more than an hour by now. And we weren't just sitting around enjoying the hot water either. Oh no, Makina!
うわやばマキナだ
Guess you finished watching television. In here, Makina!
呼ばないよこんなの見るからなんて言い訳するのよ
Do we need to make an excuse?
そりゃまずいでしょ
Are
さすが
we?
に
Are we? Right now. Doing what I think we are. I don't think there's any need to keep it secret.
とにかくあの子には私から説明しておくからあんたは後からお風呂から出ていい
Alright. There's no need to hide it, but I guess it's not exactly something to show off either. Oh my god, I think we did do something. Oh my. I'm gonna end it here because holy god.
セーブするわ
Woo-wee. So I actually ended up doing well over 3 hours. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hungry. I'm going to get myself some food, and I'm going to end this part here, because I'm pretty sure we did some interesting stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this can only call for a monocle raise to end this off, so... Oh god, damn it. There we go. Now the frame rate's fixed, because these things have awkward frame rates, so... Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want any more from me. And I shall see you in the next video. So did ya, guys. I'll most certainly see you next time. Yes! Woo-wee! Now in the bathtub. I'm pretty sure that was more than scrubbing hair.